Hello guys, you are welcome to Official Gaddafi TV once again. Wow, what a game. Okay, today we are going to review the match between Valencia and Chelsea last night. Wow. And I believe we got a draw from this game because Valencia were poor. Valencia didn't take their chances. Had Valencia taken their chances, they would have beaten Chelsea hands down. And this reminds me of our game earlier in the season, our game against Leicester City at the bridge. Wow. Rodrigo missing such chances. It is very rare. Okay. In my match preview yesterday, I stated that Chelsea would qualify if we win the game yesterday. So to those of you who didn't watch the match preview, I'll leave the link in the description below so you can go and check it out. Chelsea needed a win to qualify. But hey, don't be discouraged. A draw is also a fair result for Chelsea. Because when we beat Lille at Stamford Bridge, that will be on the last round of matches, we can still qualify. So it will be between Ajax and Valencia to sort it out between themselves. But Chelsea would need a win against Lille to qualify. We could have made it easier by winning today. But all the same, it's all good. The draw is not a bad result. So let's now look at what went wrong for Chelsea in the game. Now going into the game, I could see the players were fatigued. I don't know if the match against Man City had a toll on them, because that match, I think they used a lot of energy in the game. Yesterday, the players couldn't run. They couldn't track back. They were leaving spaces in behind. And in the 40th minute, Valencia got a goal they truly deserved. I mean, before that goal, they had missed several goal-scoring opportunities, clear-cut chances. Gomez missed an empty net, and then he missed that opportunity. But they got their first goal through Carlos Soler with a fantastic pass from Rodrigo. Yesterday I mentioned Rodrigo as one player who is very dangerous in this Valencia team. So they got the goal. But from nowhere, Chelsea got the equalizer almost instantly. True, I know most of us were not expecting this goal from somebody like Kovacic. Kovacic has been with Chelsea for almost a season and a half now, and then this was his first goal from an unlikely source. So Valencia scored on the 40th minute. Chelsea got the equalizer on the 41st minute. And during the first half, I think around the 43rd minute, Tammy Abraham came out injured, and then he was replaced by Michy Batshuayi. Yeah, we felt it was a bad injury, but after the game, during Frank Lampard's press conference, he stated that he spoke to him. Prior reports were suggesting that Abraham was sent to the hospital. No, but Frank Lampard denied those reports. And then he said he spoke to him after the game, and then he was okay, and the injury was not as bad as it looked. So we just hope he will be fit for our next game against West Ham, which is going to be another difficult match. So after the break, just about 5 minutes into the second half, Chelsea got the lead through Christian Pulisic, thanks to VAR. This time around, VAR was very, merciful to us. So we took the lead. And then I felt like, we could manage the game from here and then maybe scrap a win, an unlikely win. But Valencia coach Salades had other ideas. So he took off Ferran Torres and then brought on Francis Coquelin. And then he moved Daniel Vaz to the right back position, which has been the position he has been playing throughout the season. And then Coquelin came into the midfield. And that was when things became worse for Chelsea. Now, Danny Parejo was controlling the midfield. He was controlling everything. Everything good coming from the Valencia side was coming through Danny Parejo. He dominated the midfield, gave some wicked passes, and then they got a penalty on the 65th minute, which was not a clear penalty, which I felt wasn't right. The referee could have done more by listening to the VAR team, but he just ignored them and then took the penalty, which wasn't, in my opinion, a penalty. Yes. And the referees, yesterday, the referees were very, very poor. They were very, very poor, giving silly yellow cards, silly fouls. The referees were very, very, very abysmal. Their performance was very abysmal. So, they got a penalty, and then Kepa stepped up and then saved the penalty. So, yeah, Kepa could have been the hero until the 80th, 83rd minute when Dani Vaz got that magical goal. Well, some say it was a fluke, but hey, a goal is a goal. On a Champions League night, to score that kind of goal, it's a very big moment for them. And looking at the position, they were from a losing position. So to get that goal was something great for them. I felt yesterday Chelsea didn't manage the game well. We could have done better. We could have scrapped a win from the game, even though things were not right for us. And that is the mark of a good team. That is the mark of a big team. Winning from an unlikely position, winning from a losing position. But Chelsea couldn't do that. Well, we can say the team is still young, but hey, this is Champions League. Last season, we all saw what Ajax did. Ajax were winning away. They were beating the likes of Real Madrid away, Juventus away, Tottenham Hotspur away. So Chelsea could do the same with these young players. We couldn't manage the game well. We threw the lead away, and Valencia could have won. Look at the chance Rodrigo missed. Come on. Valencia yesterday, like I said, we only got a point because Valencia were poor. They didn't take their chances. Just like when they came to Stamford Bridge, Chelsea didn't take their chances and then Valencia won. The difference is they won at the bridge and we couldn't win. Now, I'm getting into the player ratings. And this time I'm going to rate all the players based on their performance they put up last night. So I'm going to start from Kepa. Yes, yesterday Kepa was decent. He made some saves. Yeah, he saved the penalty and the last goal, the Valencia equalizer, I think he could have done better. So on that note, I'll give Kepa 6 out of 10. Now we move to the right back. Yes, Reece James, last night Reece James was very good. He was very good, except for the last 10 minutes when you could see that fatigue has set in. He couldn't run again, he couldn't track his man, and then he started giving spaces for Jose Gaya to send him those dangerous crosses. So, but for the 10 minutes, James was very good. So I'll give Reece James a 7 over 10. Now I move to the opposite flank, that is the left back, to Cesar Azpilicueta. Aspi defends good, but when he goes forward, he doesn't send any decent crosses. And yesterday, when he goes forward, he couldn't even get back in time to cover his position, always giving that extra duty to Kezuma, like I earlier said. So I'll give Cesar 6 out of 10. Now we come back to the centre backs. Well, they were decent because this season Christensen and Zuma have not played together that much. So you can say they were decent. So I'll give Christensen 6 over 10 and then I'll give Zuma 7 over 10 for the extra duty he picked up due to Azpilicueta's inability to come back in time to cover his position. Now we go to the 3-man midfield. Jorginho was very decent, but I felt the yellow card, that early yellow card that he got, disrupted his game. So he couldn't go in for the tackles that we've known him to be going in for. Yeah, he was controlling the game, the tempo of the game during the first half. But I think the second half, up to the point that he was withdrawn, he wasn't all that good enough. So I'll give Jorginho also a 6/10. Now we move on to Kovacic, my man of the match yesterday. I mean, at the Chelsea side, because you could make a case for Dani Parejo and the Valencia side. But yesterday, among the Chelsea players, I think Kovacic was the man of the match with that fantastic equalizer at a very, very, very crucial time. And then, yeah, he bossed the midfield very well. His dribbles, his key passes, everything was good about Kovacic yesterday. So I'll give Kovacic an 8/10. Then now we go to Kante. I prefer to call him a Jumera. Kante. Yesterday, Kante was, decent. Not at his usual best, but he wasn't bad. Kante never have a bad game, so he wasn't bad. So I'll give Kante 7/10. Now we go to the front three. The front three, I think Pulisic was very, very great. When Pulisic was cutting in from the left-hand side, he was always dangerous when he was on the ball. Very, very dangerous when he was on the ball. He's been a decent signing for Chelsea. I'll give Pulisic 7/10. Then I move to Willian. Willian, that is why I have a problem. I think yesterday Willian was all the players looked tired, but I think Williams was too much. Willian couldn't track back to help James. So yesterday James was left all alone. He had to go forward, send in crosses, and then track back and cover his position, which on a normal day, Willian would have done that for him. So yesterday, Willian wasn't at his usual best. Looking at his performances this season, yesterday wasn't Willian's best. I mean, it wasn't his best performance. So I can give Willian a 6.5/10. Then we go to Abraham. Until he got that injury, Abraham was very dangerous, moving into spaces, holding up play, dragging one of the centre-backs, always dragging one of the centre-backs along with him, pulling them out of their position. And then he drew a very serious save. Yes, I must mention that. Yesterday, Celeson, that save was massive. So up until the time that he was withdrawn due to that injury, Abraham looked very decent. Abraham looked very dangerous, and then he was tormenting the defense, the Valencia defense. So I'll give Abraham also a 6.5/10. Now we go to the subs. Batshuayi, not much of an impact, but is it that deflected shot? Had Celeson not been great yesterday, I think that could have fetched us the winner. So I think, he was okay. He could come back to defend, help the defense set pieces and other stuff. So I'll give Batshuayi 5.5/10. Then Mason Mount also came when Lampard decided to change the formation to a 3-back. So he brought Mason Mount. And then, Mason came in and he put up the fight as always. So I'll give Mason also a 5.5/10. Now, I have to rate Lampard. I think Lampard... Okay, yesterday, I think the subs didn't work. It didn't work that much. I know he made the subs to contain the game. To contain the Valencia pressure. That is why he switched to the flat 5-back. But I think he could have, helped the boys to manage the game well. So I'll give Lampard a 6/10. So guys, this is where we end today's, match review. That is the Champions League match between Valencia and Chelsea, which ended 2-2 last night with, Pulisic and then Kovacic scoring for Chelsea, and then Carlos Soler scoring for Valencia, and then Dani Vaz getting the equalizer. So this is Official Gaddafi TV, and please subscribe, like, and hit the notification button so that you will get all the videos that I'm going to post. My next post will be a preview of Chelsea's game against West Ham, where we will look at the tactical analysis, their strong players, where the game could be won, and other stuff. So you stay tuned for that. Maybe that can drop on either Friday or Saturday morning. I'll definitely give you the time for that video. So this is Official Gaddafi TV once again, and like I always say, blue till I die.